All right. But
flag during the national anthem via the National Defense Authorization Act of 2008. And now I'd like to introduce Reverend James McLaughlin, Senior Pastor of New Life Community Church.
Let's pray together. Dear God in heaven, we have gathered here today in memorial of those who have given their lives in order that we might be able to gather. We are grateful today for our armed services and for the families that support them and the communities that support those families. We gather here as a town, a group of citizens, a group of people. We are diverse, but yet we are united, and we are thankful for that. Might we, who are part of this great town of Georgetown, honor you in our civility and in our willingness to be a community. But we also honor you by acknowledging you as God, and thank you that we can trust you with our lives and with those who have gone before us. Thank you for each one who has come today. Thank you for those who have given of their families in one way or another to be here today. Give grace and strength in these days, I pray, in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Mr. Messina and the Georgetown High School Band play a selection. everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dan Codere. I'm the commander of the VFW Post 7608 here in town. And I'd like to have Georgetown High School student Owen Ricker now read General Logan's orders of 1868 commemorating the observance of Memorial Day for the fallen soldiers of the Civil War.
The 30th of May, 1868 is designated for the purpose of strewing with flowers or otherwise decorating the graves of comrades who died in defense of their country during the late rebellion, and whose bodies now lie in almost every city, village, and hamlet churchyard in the land. In this observance, no form of ceremony is prescribed, but posts and comrades will in their own way arrange such fitting services and testimonials of respect as circumstances may permit. We are organized, comrades, as our regulations tell us, for the purpose, among other things, of preserving and strengthening those kind of fraternal feelings which have bound together the soldiers, sailors, and marines who united to suppress the late rebellion. What can aid more to assure this result than cherishing tenderly the memory of our heroic dead, who made their breasts a barricade between our country and its foes? Their soldier lives where the rebel of freedom to a race in chains, and their deaths the tattoo of rebellious tyranny in arms. We should guard their graves with sacred vigilance. All that the concentrated wealth and taste of a nation can add to their adornment and security is but a fitting tribute to the memory of her slain defenders. Let no wanton foot tread rudely in such hallowed grounds. Let pleasant paths invite the coming and going of reverent visitors and fond boarders. Let no vandalism of arrogance or neglect, no ravages of time testify to the present or to the coming generations that we have forgotten as a people the cost of a free and undivided republic. If other eyes grow dull, other hands slack, and other hearts cold in the solemn trust, ours shall keep it as well as long as the light and warmth of life remain to us. Let us then, at the time appointed, gather around their sacred remains and garland the passionless mounds above them with the choicest flowers of springtime. Let us raise above them the dear old flag they saved from his honor. Let us in this solemn presence renew our pledges to aid and assist those whom they have left among us a sacred charge under which gratitude. The soldiers, sailors, widowed, and orphan. It is the purpose of the Commander-in-Chief to inaugurate this observance with the hope that it will keep up from year to year, while a survivor of the war remains to honor the memory of his departed comrades. He earnestly desires the public press to lend its friendly aid in bringing to the notice of comrades in all parts of the country in time for simultaneous compliance therewith.
Thank you, Owen. Now I'd like to introduce Stuart Egenberg, Chairman of the Georgetown Board of Selectmen, to the podium.
No worries. Good afternoon, good morning. I'd like to say thank you to all the folks that make this happen. Police department, fire department, our folks on the Park and Recreation for decorating, the VFW, the high school band, the American Legion, and all of our families and veterans that are in attendance today. And I'd also like to just have a quick moment of silence to remember our friend Terry Hart, who is the director of Eastern Essex County Veteran Services that passed just recently. So we could just take a moment of silence. Thank you. So I was looking for something to read today, and I spent some time on the Arlington National Cemetery site, and I found a number of poems. So I'm going to read a poem called The Unknown Soldier, which was written for Memorial Day in 2003 by Roger J. Robichaux. The Unknown Soldier. You need not ever know my name. This unknown soldier seeks no fame. I'm here to bring out thought from you. May your heart see more than your view. America, we marched with pride. We gave our life, for you we died. How well we knew the time might come when life could sound that final drum. Please think of us as life moves on. We tried so hard till that last dawn. Do let our spirit fill the land, past treasured freedom hand to hand. God bless this country with such love. Hold in your heart abundance of. And when you stand before my grave, think not of one, but each who gave. Thank you.
Thank you, Selectman Eggenberg. I will now invite Colonel Tim Burr, U.S. Army retired, to the podium.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Great. You usually answer just with a big hoo-ah. Hoo-ah. Try it again, hoo-ah. Hoo-ah. All right, you're all good. Boy, it wasn't long ago that I look around here and I got to just give a round of applause to Peter Durkee and their crew right now. When I first moved here, this particular park had no granite sidewalks, there were no flagpoles, it was just brown, and it is amazing. These parks look absolutely incredible. There were also no stoplights when I first moved here, so that's also a good move. I also want to thank the band. Chris, how many times have you played taps today? Yeah, I think it's 7, plus echo taps. So good job to the band. I do have some notes. Listen, if you need to take a knee while I talk, I needed to write these notes down because I don't want to miss anything. First of all, I want to recognize some people. The selectmen, the 3 selectmen that are here, Dave Surface, Stu Eggenberg, Phil Lieutenant Trapani. The DAV, the Disabled American Veterans. Yeah. Sorry, Jerry. I didn't recognize you with the beard. And Selectman Fowler. The American Legion, Disabled American Veterans, Veterans of Foreign Wars, they're all here, need to recognize them and the members therein. There's another gentleman I'd like to recognize, Sergeant First Class Bruce. Could you wave your hand for everybody, please? Right over there. Step out front. Step right out front. Right here. That's good, right there. You can even sit right there and watch if you want. A World War II veteran right there. He fought in the Philippines, got out of the service, then in 1954 re-enlisted. And again, become a Sergeant First Class. Good stuff. Great to see those folks here. And again, welcome to all the municipal folks that are here, all the veterans that are here. I really want to welcome the members of the Hart family. I'll get to some notes in a minute about Terry Hart, but I want to get into Memorial Days first. I grew up in West Newbury, and there were more participants in the parade than there were actually people watching. The biggest decision that my sister and I always had to make was, who are we going to march with? The band, the 4-H club, the Brownies, the Little League. It was the biggest deal. Everybody attended, so this is a great group to see today. The dogs even attended. Every house was vacant. Route 113 was completely packed. It was great to see. So we love to see people come to this event. Next year we hope to see twice as many. Back then in 1970, Georgetown was 2,000 people. Back then in 1970, West Newbury was 2,000 people. Georgetown was 5,000 people. Today, Georgetown is 8,000 people plus. In 40 years, we've grown, but we haven't changed much. And we've changed in certain ways. Memorial Day is an important and solemn day, and its significance has not changed. Today, many will see this on cable access, and that's something we can appreciate, even Monday nights with the selectmen. But on cable access and everywhere, we need to remind everyone that Memorial Day is a day to remember and memorialize those that perished serving our country in pursuit of liberty, and many times in a foreign land. It is a day that allows us to bond in any way that we can for those that paid the ultimate sacrifice and never returned home. So today we ask, where is Team America? I'm reminded of a little thing, a situation that happened right on this street, right there. And it was probably about 3 years ago. I think it was Officer Rodden pulled over a speeder, and I happened to be running by, just jogging. I saw the window was down, and I could hear the driver say, "No, officer, I don't know what the speed limit was. The signs were going by too fast." You think about it today, that's very apropos. life goes by so fast nowadays. It goes by in a blaze. Things are in your face all day long. Normally, both parents working, kids playing sports, musical instruments, everyday chores, then emails, texting, social media. And God forbid you don't reply to that text immediately. It's often just hard to get an exhale at the end of the day. But America has turned to rely on media and remote controls. There are positives and negatives to both. Our unmanned aerial, ground, and underwater vehicles collect information, conduct security operations, and prevent casualties. Most of us know that, but let's talk about what the enemy does. Today's enemy, the ones that are anti-Western, is generally broken into lethal, sometimes unidentifiable factions with goals that completely differ from the direct terrain acquisition of World War II, when Patton took his Red Ball Express across France and ran out of fuel. The elusive enemy today is savvy and frugal, and now has a focus on content-hungry media, where that one IED, improved explosive device, that costs a few $100s to make, they can emplace and sway public opinion if it makes the news hour and shift the government to make a multi-million-dollar decision. During Vietnam, it was the 6 o'clock news, and Look magazine's front cover that emboldened media war coverage. So caution, be careful, become informed. That explosion that you view on every channel 5 to 10 times is masking the true greatness of every service member's efforts. Digging wells, humanitarian support, developing foreign militaries, repairing infrastructure, partnering and fighting alongside of allies and foreign militaries to suppress difficult enemies, right down to actually securing local events like the marathon here in the United States. We need to ensure our non-military public digs deeper for information and steers clear of convenient 30-second viewing of sensationalistic news channels. The American public, however, has stepped up. They stepped up to the plate by saying thank you. Thank you to current service members and their families. But also, watch for those black hats. Just like Sergeant Bruce, that's a blue hat, but right there it says World War II on it. Look for those. They may not be in uniform, but look for those. And thank them. They're wearing it for a reason. They're proud, and they're representing a campaign. But most notably, right today, and as much as you possibly can, we owe our Vietnam veterans a thank you. I can't imagine what they came home to, following the direction of the superiors not to wear uniforms when they traveled home for safety reasons. The misery that they first faced abroad, and then when they turned home, it's plainly not right. A round of applause for Vietnam veterans right now. So where is Team Veteran? Remember my comments about the media? Well, here's another piece of information. PTSD does occur, and don't pity veterans or wartime returning service members. There is a 90% chance we are not challenged by PTSD. Our teammates that are continue to work through it, and we support them 100%. Veterans are not a good people, they are a great people. Citizens that chose to serve their country so that follow-on generations continue to enjoy a safe, secure country just as they have. And it allows you to ride a motorcycle whenever you want. We are here, strong, and can always adapt and overcome. The public must also remember that Memorial Day is every day for many veterans. Personal Memorial Days and memorial moments may become that quiet time, that quiet moment while sitting on Route 128, remembering Sergeant First Class Paul Karpowicz Skyping his wife while he was dancing on his bunk, only to perish a month later in the Mosul bombing in 2004. It might be a breakfast remembering eating early morning cold mermaided scrambled eggs in 118-degree Fallujah weather with Rhode Islander Lance Corporal Holly Charette, talking about how we miss those cold New England winters. And on June 23rd, 2005, 400 meters away from our location, she was attacked by a suicide bomber and perished with her team. Another memorial moment might be sitting at Logan Airport, looking at an airplane tail, remember running through a narrow B-17 fuselage in 1944 to save your tail gunner, dragging him out of the turret, only to have him die in your arms. These are actual circumstances, and there are hundreds more of these. Each of us need to share with others and friends and family. Americans need to remember how this country evolved, becoming a leading power, and how American service members sacrificed to make it so. Let's talk about veteran linkage. There's a veteran here today who has not felt the ire to personally get a weapon and go to Mexico and free the recent incarcerated innocent Marine who sits in Tijuana prison. Am I not right? Many times as veterans, we take things personally. We own an internal supportive instinct among each other. Each of us, veterans and family members, is a link or has a link to a fallen patriot. That's why when one of us passes on, it creates a hole in the chain, and coming together rebuilds that chain. On May 1st, we lost a major link in our chain. Captain Terrence Patrick Hart. Is Terry Hart's family here? If you're here, you're more than welcome to come on up. John, come on up. Kevin? While they're walking up, I'll just keep talking. You go right here. Hey, Chris, you're following in this guy's footsteps. Whenever Terry played, whenever he spoke, he was blowing bugle for taps. Yeah, years ago. Right there. Pastor Jensen down at the Our Savior Lutheran Church did a great memorial on Saturday. I was able to attend, as many of you were. And he made this analogy that Terry Hart was the North Star that everybody led and followed. He was the light that everybody followed. It was a great analogy. And the family and Pastor Jensen put together a great memorial. I don't want to try to repeat anything, but there were some important things, and I know a couple of other things that I want to share with you today. First of all, bottom line, we were all shocked by his passing. He was an incredible man. Many of us knew Terry. We visited his office, and as veterans, we were looked out for by Terry as the veteran rep for 9 communities here. For 15 years he did that. He would seek out veterans, go to them, not wait in his office. He was proactive. He used to say, hey, the veteran side was easy. It was explaining to the widows the benefits that were authorized and personally stepped them through the process. And in many cases, he turned around surviving spouses' lives just by getting them to get through the process. They had no idea what they were able to be authorized. One unfamiliar but very fitting item that I find meaningful, and you will too, and it's unedited, was in Terry's 1966 Mount Diablo High School yearbook, where there was a solo title page in the middle of the book. In the middle of the page, it depicted a large gavel, and at the bottom right had the word leadership, with one personal note from a friend named Patty. This is what it said, unedited. And you can capture a little bit of everything from Terry in this. Terry, in your hand, the gavel has the authority of kings, for you have a genuine gift of leadership. May your future be as bright as your smile, and may all your dreams become reality, for you deserve only the best life has to offer. Your bounce and vigor have made this last year in high school a real pleasant experience for me. Even if you did find out I was ticklish and capitalize on it. May you always follow the path your heart leads you on, and God will guide your footsteps. I was going to edit that personal note, but if you all knew Terry, he had that little tweak, a good sense of humor, and always a fun-loving guy. Also important to know, but not surprising, he was the senior class representative that year. There was also a full page with him standing on there with a microphone. Terry was an accomplished, humorous, kind gentleman, not to mention a stud in his whites. As the U.S. Coast Guard becomes one of the most respected services in the world that many other countries would love to emulate, he was an integral part, making it to the grade of captain and serving 27 years through 1997. Among numerous awards, Terry became one of a small clan to earn the coveted vice presidential badge under George Bush Sr. for his service leading charge against the coastal drug interdiction. he was also awarded the Finnish Life-Saving Badge medal, specifically earned for saving a life. Since his passing, I've mentioned to a few that it's too bad they spelled Terry's last name incorrectly. It should be spelled H-E-A-R-T. That's what he was, all heart. Remembered as an incredible husband, godfather, father, brother, coach, scout leader, political aficionado, Sunday school teacher, youth group leader, Georgetown Historical Society member, and most of all, our veteran leader who took such great care of us. Let me tell you, on a day like today, he would speak here and go to 2 other communities and speak. He did 3 towns every year at Memorial Day. Memorials and funerals only provide a snapshot of one's life. Just like Memorial Day, this is only a snapshot. Talk to your veterans. Talk to people that have been involved with serving your country. But today is a day that families and friends can get together and grieve and rebond. Today, I miss Terry, as we all do. So we must all fire and adjust. Let's remember he's at peace now, accompanying his wife Barbara of 42 years. So let's pass on Terry's bounce and vigor, as it made an incredible experience for all of us. He would want it that way. As all of us have a part of Terry within us, let's share and re-strengthen the chain. Finally, every one of you has a significant story of a military teammate that has perished, been wounded, or who is returning home facing an unfamiliar, complicated world. Or maybe you've befriended a veteran recently. Don't wait to be asked if you're a veteran. Share your stories. Hopefully, it will be written down, videotaped, or remembered for generations forward. It is crucially important, especially, we have a World War II person here today. You don't see many of them today at all. Very important. He's 91. Even if repeated a few times, tell these stories. Because we want these stories remembered as the groundwork of your service to our country that represents the cement in America's core foundation. Okay, I want to finish today. I want everybody to repeat after me. What we're going to say in Latin, it's called always prepared. It's actually the Coast Guard motto. So I'm going to say Semper Paratus, and you're all going to say it nice and loud. Semper Paratus.
Semper Paratus.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you, everyone. God bless everyone. Hoorah.
Hoorah.
Thank you, Colonel Burke. We will now salute the dead by the rifle squad, followed by the playing of taps by Chris Fisher and Alex Manning. Sergeant at Arms, salute the dead. This concludes the Memorial Day Day Parade. May God bless America, God bless Georgetown, and God bless our servicemen and women and fallen comrades. The veterans of foreign wars, American Legion. The veterans of foreign wars, American Legion, and all veterans extend our thanks to all who have participated in the Memorial Day ceremonies and commemorative march. Special thanks go to the high school band director, Anthony Messina, Georgetown High School Band, our student readers, buglers, the Scouts, Georgetown Country Gardeners, Georgetown Park and Recreation, Georgetown Police Color Guard, Fire Department, Board of Selectmen, and all others who have marched and assisted to make this Memorial Day 2014 special. We invite all who participated to please join us for refreshments at the VFW Hall on Andover Street. Please join in as the Georgetown High School Band plays the national anthem.